Today's project is replacing the battery in my old ancient Sky Caddie watch. It really doesn't hold much of a charge anymore. It kind of lasts a little while on just time, but as soon as you try to use the GPS, the battery just craps out. And they've deprecated this watch, so you have to buy a subscription now. And this had a lifetime subscription, and I'm not going to buy a different one. Plus, the new watches are a fortune. So anyway, I bought a battery that I think will fit. So let's get started. Get out the handy dandy little power screwdriver. This thing is great. And this has got little dinky screws all the way around it. And these will come out just as, oh my God, the band broke. Oh, that sucks. Another thing that's irreplaceable. Bummer. Well, that really sucks. Well, I have a solution for that problem too, so I guess we'll just do this part for now. Anytime I work on anything tiny like this, I always put a cloth down, because when these little screws hit a hard table, they bounce away and you'll never find them again. All right, anyway, moving on. You actually kind of take the front off. And careful of the little gasket in here. It's pretty delicate, and I'm certain those are not replaceable. So you want to make sure you don't get too rough with that. So I'll put that off to the side for now. You can see it's got like a little dinky JST connector here, where this battery has a different type of connector. And this battery is pretty puffy too. Also, on this watch, be careful of these little springs. See those little guys? Make sure you don't lose those. In fact, just take them off their little posts. See those little posts they live on? Just take them right off of there and put them in your screw bin. So we'll just go ahead and carefully unplug that. I'm being very careful with these wires in this connector because I need to use them for this. You can see how the connector is. It's two pieces here. So you want to remove this piece from this piece. Sorry, I'm sure you can't really see what I'm doing here. There you go. Put just a little pressure on here to keep it in place so you don't pull the whole mechanism out of there. Okay, now our watch is unplugged. We can put that off to the side now. So here's our old battery and our new one. And fortunately, they are the same size. It was a bit of a shot in the dark. I mean, I took it apart and I got the part number off of here, off the old battery. If you get on the Googles and look up this number here, you're gonna find this battery that is for a Galaxy watch, I think it was. But it's obviously, the connector is different. But I don't really care because it's got this little, I don't know if they call that a BMS, a battery management system or whatever on here. So I would be afraid to solder on the actual battery, but these little management thingies, you can solder on those pretty safely, hopefully. And I'm going to carefully open up this Kapton tape, whatever I have more of this. But when you get these wires off of here, don't clip them together because you don't want to risk a spark or anything. So clip them individually, like I hope that makes sense. Don't just nip across the whole works and then have it, you know, short out on your tools. Nip the ground and then the positive. So I'm gonna carefully cut open this Captain tape. I think I need my magnifier. Okay, that's what that looks like. So there's the whole works opened up. Chinese manufacturers are notorious for having things reversed, so you want to double check it. That is red, positive, negative. And again, don't nip them at the same time. There's the negative. Okay, we're free of the old swollen battery. I wonder if I'd have enough room to just solder that connector onto here and just fold it over. Let's check the space we have. All right, so there's the watch. Old one. I think that will work. So we'll just solder these guys onto this tab here. And if you look really close, you can see that pad is negative and that one up top is positive. Put a little dab of flux on there. Certainly can't hurt. Just make sure nothing touches. Now we will test fit it into the watch without plugging it in. I'll put the tape back on like it was there, so nothing touches. Might take a little bit of fussing, but let's see if it powers the watch. I don't know if these batteries come with any juice in them. I'm imagining they must, because I think if they're completely dead, they're no good. Well, the battery works, so that's good. Okay, you know, theoretically that shouldn't short out on anything. I might have to fold that down further because it's not gonna allow for these contacts to touch there. Okay, I folded this completely over onto the side to make this battery just a tiny bit smaller, but now I'm not sure if the back will fit on. Well, it fits a lot better here. I'm gonna tape it down just to make it as tight as possible. I think we'll put that there. Plug it in. Place. So that sticks up as high as that little circuit board, so that might not be too bad. Then we'll get our little springs in there. Okay. Well, there we go. Let me get the screws in there, it'll tighten up. Yay! Get the screws back in here and then we'll move on to the Impromptu band repair. That sucks. And these obviously are not replaceable. Kind of a poor design for all of this, except for the GPS on this thing works great. But the actual watch design was kind of a clinker. See? Didn't bounce away. It's right here. Thanks to my little cloth. Excellent. Okay, now let's make sure the watch will take a charge. Just a power pack here. These are great, these Anchor power packs. Fabulous item. This is clunky too, but old technology, I guess. It works. Okay, now on to this problem. That just sucks. I love this color too. What a bummer. So, cut the other side off. Get some of this isopropyl alcohol. Find a clean spot on your dirtiest rag. And clean all your arm funk off your watch. I'm gonna use some of this like really heavy duty, like Velcro. I don't know if you can tell, it's like not the typical hook and loop style. It's kind of like their heavy duty stuff. This is 1-inch Velcro. So I'm cutting it sideways. And they're gonna go just like that. Anytime you have anything square like this that has adhesive, if you can, it's a good idea to round the corners because that's always a pull-up point, like where it gets unstuck. Now, obviously they don't have to be round, just so they're not pointy. So now we've got the crunchy side of the Velcro on there. Went and grabbed a Velcro watch strap from my Apple Watch. And this will just simply go right on there. I'll center it, but there we go. You can even still charge with the band in place. See, the little things are exposed. Well, I hope you found that useful if you need to replace the battery in your SkyCaddie. And as always, if I can do it, you can do it. Thanks for watching.